Okay, welcome to the Nifty Nature craft that we have. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of the finished pieces.
You can make whatever you want.
I know, exactly.
She just made some bugs, some flowers, some salamanders.
Love this guy who looks like a little salamander. Here's a butterfly. Here's another bug. And I think and then here's a bird. That's really fun. Here's one that's using a flower, and here's another one, and here's another one. Okay, so let's go over the materials and tools that you're going to need for the Nifty Nature project. So the first thing you're going to need is some nature stuff. So go out in your backyard or go to a park or walk down the street and see what kind of interesting things you could find. Some examples are grass or leaves or twigs, flowers, berries, all sorts of stuff out there. Just get inspired by whatever you see. Next thing you're going to need is some thick cardboard. Corrugated cardboard is best, maybe about 5 by 7 inches is a good size. Number 3, you're going to need some scissors. And number 4, you're going to need some Mod Podge or Elmer's glue. That's going to stick everything down. And then you're also going to need some acrylic paint and some paint brushes. So here are some examples of the things that I found in my backyard. So I've got all sorts of different types of leaves, and I found a couple little flowers and definitely found some weeds that were good to pick. And here's actually some dandelion leaves here. They make really great salamanders. I also found a couple little berries, and then I also have some moss and some twigs that make good little feet. You're also going to want to use some grass, just some plain old grass, and that's really going to help you a lot with the legs on your insects. One thing that's really helpful to do is overnight take all of your little pieces of grass and leaves and all that and press them in a book overnight. It's really going to help you with the next step. So one of the things you have to do at first is to go out into nature and gather a whole bunch of stuff. We've shown you some pictures and some examples of different things you can gather, but it's everything that you have that's around your yard. Anything can work. If you can get some leaves and some grass, then you pretty much can make anything cool. So what I did is I actually, the night before, I took a bunch of leaves and grass and I put them in a book. And the reason why I did that is it just keeps them flat, because as you know, lots of times when you pick a leaf, it's a little bit curly, and sometimes it makes it a little bit harder. It makes it a little bit harder to stick down later. Now these things, I took the grass and I actually folded it over like this and then pressed it in the book. And these are going to make really great legs. So when you put them in your book overnight, which would be really great, you fold the little legs like that. And it looks like I forgot to fold that one, but that's okay. Let's see if I have any more in this book. I know I put some more in here. Oh, there they are. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I guess that's it. Okay, so one of the first things that you are going to do after you have your foliage picked and pressed is you're going to want to paint the cardboard. And there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can paint it. You can really paint it any way that you want, or you can draw on it, but it's a really good idea to have a lighter color. And now because I'm a painter, I'm just going to make this, of course, more complicated than it needs to be, but it's because I like mixing colors. But it's good to have it be a light color, and that yellow is just not light enough for me, so I'm just adding some yellow to the white. But again, this is just me. So use paint, use whatever you want. But it's a good idea to completely cover the whole thing up like this. Like that. And I kind of like having a little bit of the edge like this. I like having a little bit of the edge like this show. And maybe I'll add a little bit more yellow to it just for fun, because that's kind of me. It looks like I need more yellow. Looks like I need to go get some more yellow paint. This is just me because I love to paint.
And I have an idea for the bug.
You do?
Yeah.
What's that?
So I need these. So we put this right here, this right here, and then this right here in the middle.
Oh, that's kind of pretty. So it's got just kind of a little special spot of something else.
And then if the eyes are red, you put something green in the middle. If the eyes are green, then you can put the red thing in the middle. Or if you have different colors. And then eyes. I'm just making an idea for a bug.
I like it. That's pretty cool.
And then, no, too long. Yeah, you gotta make it really short enough sometimes. Not doing this. And then that. And that. Looks kind of like, why are you using, oh, you don't have any green paint?
I do have lots of green paint, but it's kind of fun to mix colors together sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
When you make the flower one, it's also a good idea to put a bit of white right
But
above.
that's not a sunset color.
You're right, it isn't a sunset color. Because this is, I'm doing something different for the flower one.
Oh, you're like doing grass or something?
Well, what I'm doing for this one,
Hey, I have an idea. If you want to make grass without using actual grass strips, what you can do is you can make green, you can do green, and then use a brush, try stretching out the little things that go down to paint, stretch them out so they're not very close together, dip them all in paint, black paint, and then put them everywhere for like shadows.
that is a wild idea.
I know.
That is very interesting. So here we have another piece of the corrugated cardboard that's painted. And this one I actually did green because I found a orange poppy that I wanted to use, and I think it looks really cool against the green. So I decided to make it that color. And you can do that too. You can see what colors that you have, what kind of things that you find, and what might look good. The idea of adding things that are opposites. Like, just see what ends up looking really good to you. So get this all over there. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Right there. And sometimes you just kind of got to lay them down where they're going to lay down. This flower is actually has really delicate petals. But sometimes it's just going to go where it's going to go, and you just can't be fussy about it. I might try and move that one a little bit, but if I can't, no big deal. There you go. Just get some more of this stuff and plaster it on down. There we go. Get a little bit more of this. So you can just put that on down. And what's cool about this, it really ends up kind of preserving the flower. It makes it look pretty cool. Like that. And then one thing that works really good is if you take a leaf and then cut it right down the middle. A big leaf like this, cut it right down the middle. And then you can add it to this and it makes it look like kind of really cool big leaves of the plant itself. Like that. Isn't that fun? maybe I'll have part of that's come in front of it for fun. Okay. Cool, huh? And you just put this stuff right over the top of that. Just like that. The gluing part seems like the easy part. And then for this one, I think it might be really fun to have a little bit of like a little bit of dirt or something. We have this banana tree in our yard, and I really like this kind of the way this bark has peeled off. So I think I'm actually going to put that on there. Might make that right on the bottom like that. So I'm going to add a little bit more, just like that. And maybe this part can actually look like it's coming out of the ground a little bit. There we go. I kind of like that. And if you want a little sprig of moss, you can use that too. Add a little bit of moss. Need a little bit more. So here it is all done. I really hope that you guys had a great time doing your project, whether it's a bug, a bird, or a flower. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you next week. Take care.